Oakley dokley. Good evening, heroes and heroines, and welcome to Practising Programming in C. And a very special hello to Dorothy, who's flown in and said hello. Good to see the mics coming through, because cute. What's it called? You know, the Q jack control sort of didn't really pop up, but it's coming through, so that's good enough for me. And yeah, I haven't streamed in a while actually. I think I moved into a new place about a month ago, and for the first week or two I didn't have internet at all, so I did some offline programming streams, and they actually end up here, honestly. At least they should do. So that looks like a playlist there. I might actually just save this as that. I'm just trying to do this. I think that's all I need to do. Yeah, so then if I just run that, I mean, that kind of does the trick. It's going to load up the other browser, isn't it? Yeah. Which has got all of my sort of currently open tabs in. Yeah, so this is the undoubted Practising Programming in C. And I did three videos offline. So I did these 252, 253 and 254. I did them offline, and then I believe I did this one when I was back online a few weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, I think on the 14th possibly. So yeah, I haven't really streamed very much at all. But yeah, I'm hoping to get back into it a bit more, sort of regularly, because I need to actually get this stuff done really. So let's see. We have some things we need to fix, some crashes that we need to fix. This one here, I know what the problem is, so I'll demonstrate the problem and then fix it. And I also know what the problem is with this as well. Yeah, written, so you're not simply writing the P units into the database. So that's the problem. And then we have another crash when we're rearranging projects. And I haven't investigated this, so I'm not sure what's going on with that at all. So that is something I'm probably have to look into. Unless we accidentally fix the problem here when we're doing this, I'll then, having fixed this, I'll go on and do this syncdb problem. So yeah, let me demonstrate first of all the problems going on down here. So let's go to here. All right. So this will be the most recent I made here. It doesn't really matter. This is just the whole thing getting generated. Now if I just create a new topic called, let's do the topic daughter, since you're here, we get a crash. Okay. Now let's just see if I just run this again, do I just need to get the crash? I think I do, but we'll see. Yeah, I do. Good. So let's GDB it. In fact, I'll tell you what. I'll do it in the usual area. Yeah, I just wanted to do it there just to show the correlation between writing this and this crashing, basically. If we now go into here and let it run, really? Just rebuild it, I guess. What have I done though since then? Not sure what I've done. We're on a debug build. So we've got the segfault in wrap 0i. Shouldn't we be seeing the entire... Don't we usually see the whole stack? I feel like we usually see the whole stack. But maybe we don't. I'm just popping up the stack here. So, assets. Can I actually see the whole thing? Is it stack? Back choice. Right, okay, I think it's just that, isn't it? Back choice. I'm looking for landmarks, by the way. That's what I'm looking for. Simply to demonstrate what's going on, because I know what the problem is. Right, yeah, here we go. So if I'm here, I'm putting the landmarks. So what we've got here is a landmark that tries to operate on generation -1, index 0, yeah, is that index? I think that index 0 might not have any use at the moment, possibly. But basically, generation -1 means the global sort of I don't want to say projects, it's sort of global pages. So I'll show you what I mean. This is one of them. So I'll just show you the config. Yeah, the global search directory and the global search URL. So the global search URL is exactly this, right? So basically, it sort of collates all of the projects in the data in the database or in the configuration, and you can sort of pop down. And you enter just the hero one here. I made miscellaneous. I can actually just toggle these off. I'll just show you in the filter. So it's just the handmade hero. Similarly, if I were to go to here to do risky, it's just the risky business. If I do this, it's got handmade heroes up here, bitwise there, risky business down there. So that's basically what the global things are. And the problem here is that we're going to do read search page into buffer. Apparently sort of trying to find the something or other. What is P? P is product header. So what's happened is it's tried to locate the project and failed. That's basically what's gone wrong here. So we've got the landmark, going through the landmarks. We tried to locate the project and it's at null, so there's no, it hasn't found it. So we just need to fix it up to make this handle the global pages, basically. So it's really a simple case of, well, once we've got the landmark, we need to say if the landmark's generation is -1, then we do some other stuff. That's basically it, really. Or yeah, if it's just not equal to -1. Actually, let's just see what exactly we're talking about here. Yeah, I mean, I guess read search page into buffer could be sort of respecified a little bit. So it's not taking a project, it's just taking the URLs. It's just taking the paths. Right. Yeah, we only need to think about these special cases. In this case, if page type search is what we're talking about. Although that's probably going to change at some point once we've got other types of special pages. Basically, I'm thinking there will be a special page for references. So let's just say we've got, I think there's a reference in here. Yeah, so we've got these two references here. I'm thinking at some point there will be a page that will just have collated all of these references. So it'll be linked to from here or something. And it'll just be like the reference, all of the references listed, and where they occur, where they are referenced in videos. So really, I think I'd like to switch this around. That's what I'd like to do. I'd like to say if the landmark entry index, if it's greater than or equal to 0, meaning if it's an entry, then do this stuff down here. And we don't need to bother with special pages because special ones don't have entries. I just don't think they will. And then the alternative case will be this one that does the save page stuff. So yeah, let's just change this. So we've definitely got the first landmark. What is that saying? Do the next versus current project tab to see whether we even need to do locate project. Oh, right. Oh yeah, we're here, aren't we? So we've got the landmark there. But we're not talking about the current project now, are we? Not sure. See what this guy is also using the P for. So it's using it for the full P. Yeah. If we've got a P. Okay, fine. Yeah, I was just wondering if I could avoid having to get the P out there. Really want to be doing an if the generation is not -1, yeah, which is a different test from this. I think it's put index generation. See if that builds first of all. No, so what is this? Project is probably what it is. Yeah. So the project generation is not equal to -1. They want to locate the project. What does this guy do actually? I suppose another way to say it is to make this guy check that, isn't it? Yeah, let's do that actually. Only if that's the case, do we do any of this? Hang on a minute. And I could have returned the child here. This would fall out there. Yeah, I think that's the correct logic there. So that means I don't need to actually check there also similarly. So that's back to how it was. And this would return 0. It wouldn't bother to process anything. It would return 0 if it's the generation -1. And then if it's not entry index at 0 and above, we come down here. No, we need to somehow... Yeah, I think there's no way around it. We just need to change this to just take the path. So yeah, let's do that. So it's the page to, isn't it? Those are basically, that's the difference really. I reckon. Just copy these guys in to that. So it would do this. We do want to do refill into buffer at some point. I'm not exactly sure if this is going to be helping me here, by the way. But let's just see. So I'm talking about this, aren't I? If we've got a P, which would basically be the if the print generation is 0 or above, then we want to be extending the string by the P that we've previously found. Otherwise it's the global based whatever it's called. Oh, it also depends on what kind of page we're talking about, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. So yeah, if you remember, previously this test here was specifically for the project, the search page, but we don't actually know if that's what we're going to be talking about anymore. So we want to be saying something like this, isn't it? So that will set us up for having the multiple different types of pages. Let's just double check that. Yeah, page of indices. Do we actually use this anywhere? No. So let's call this special page ID. Special page, search. I hope that'll be reasonable. Yeah. So what we're trying to do is to produce the path, isn't it? The path of the HTML file. Check that we've got the free somewhere. Well, we don't have a free. Why do we have a free? What's the return there, actually? We're returning an RC. Let's just go up to those other functions that we just rolled in. The construct functions, if we can find them again. So the result is going to be a string here. Oh right, and this, okay, so it sets the file path to be the string. To be that car star null terminator string that we've determined. So then does this person free it? Do we have a free file holder? No. Yeah, it does seem like I'm just allocating that file path, reading the thing into a buffer, closing the file, and then I'm just leaving that memory sitting around. Oh no. So I reckon that I actually need to free that. Well, abbrev.c isn't part of this. Oh, hold on, where am I? Am I in Cinera working? No. Yeah, gosh. I definitely need to get rid of that what do you call it? Right, we're in Cinera.c here. And now we've popped to Cinera working. Right, I've said it multiple times now that I need to get rid of that. Cinera working. I mean, at least just move it to Cinera. Would that be good enough? Right, so now if I try and go, it goes to config.c, which is a legitimate file. So now, so we read this file into buffer. If we've got a path, then we read it all in, close it, handle, so we never touch the path again. Now, do we have a free path, a free file in here? Yeah, we just don't. I mean, it just seems to me like I do need to make sure that that does get freed. Oh yeah, it's not going to build. Right. Getting a bit more familiar with what's going on here. So the result is just going to be the file path. Is HTML the file? Yeah, it is. Right, so there's our file. So we can use that. So we want to be extending HTML. When we see the result here, we want to be talking about the HTML file path. That's basically what we're talking about. So let's just get one of these done in line. And let's just say we're talking about somebody who isn't generation -1, but who is the search page. Alright, so we've got the HTML file. So yeah, it's an if p, isn't it? So I guess technically we could even say we could say that we're building the path in this area here. This is generation -1. It's just the base directory, isn't it? Which is in the config. Oh, and the config is already strings, isn't it? No, is that right? For starters. No. Sure, global's part of it though. So the global search URL. Global search although it would be nice, wouldn't it, to use the actual database, because we will be using the project from the database. In this thing, because we've got the, we're locating the project in the database. Just wanting a string. Alright, so that was that. So we've got the P base dir here, so that's happening. If we have a page location, now what is that coming from? That would have been passed in, wouldn't it? Was it all done by this? I think we are into this bit now, aren't we? Well, maybe not. Path. Oh right, we're into this bit. We definitely can't do that, can we? Yeah, the P search location. Oh. We don't actually know if it's the search page yet, do we? That's interesting. So that's got a base directory. Let me just bear with me just a second while I just have a look at the config. So we've got a global search directory, which is going to be this sort of a thing. We have base directories. So the base directory is going to be all the stuff. We definitely need to have a base directory, don't we? Surely. Yeah, it's a search search location. It's a different thing. And that's where this is coming in. So remember, all we're trying to do here is basically to do this read search page into buffer in two different ways. One way which takes a P, and one way which doesn't. Which kind of just begs the question, why don't we just do a different version of read search page into buffer? Right. I mean, that seems like the most straightforward way of doing it, honestly. And also, I guess it would be, if it was, depending on what we're switching on here. Yeah, so let's just say that's what we're doing. So if we've got a P, then we're reading search page into buffer using the P and the HTML file which we've previously used. Oh, hang on a minute, HTML is used down here. Oh, we have got a free file, and then it frees the path. So there's our answer. So we shouldn't be making read search page into buffer, or read file into buffer for that matter, free the path. That's our answer. So we were okay. That'll do the sniping. So yeah, read search page into, and then this one, we won't need to pass the P, because we get that from We get whatever we need from the actual database. What do we have here? Asset. I mean, I guess we just locate the correct block, really, I guess. So the search location is going to be we need to get a strip. Oh, we need to get the DB block assets. Sorry, the DB block entries. Projects block. I think it's in the projects block. We'll just check. Yeah. So we need to locate the projects block. I mean, yeah, we can do like that. And if we've got the projects block, I don't think it was that actually, was it? Global search. Well, we can do that. So they're still wanting the P there for some reason. Oh, we can pass it without P, can't we? Yeah. There's no P. So I think we can just do that. Gosh, really? So where am I here? Read global search page into buffer on line 2645. Right. Test this project index accumulation stuff for goodness sake. Alright, so locate entry. Hopefully just moving these guys up would be sufficient. Mind you, I've got an init block. Oh, I've got locate. And there's our friend Snapchat coming to HTML. Skip assets block. So yeah, I just need to pull that in as well. Fine. And it's just down to init block, wasn't it? Oh no. Yeah, there. Alright. Is that enough? God. Print our sound landmarks. Oh, no, is that? So that's up there. Gosh. Wait a minute. Read global search phrase into buffer. Would it just be easy to move this below those things? I wonder. Right, I think that should be sufficient. And then move this after the locate. Finally, right. So, I think that should have fixed our crash. So let's just see if it has. Again, all we've done there is to get the sniping of the checksum working for global pages, basically. Yeah, cool. Topics is now 08 something something something, and yeah, C1, yeah. Okay, so that's done that all right, apparently. Right. Notes. And then fix unit output. Yeah. Let's just do this. And then let's see if we can still reproduce this error with the rearranging. And if we can reproduce it, maybe we sort of try and start to investigate it. Or maybe I'll just leave that for the next time. But yeah, the unit output is all that's happening here. So the unit output, what that's supposed to be doing is outputting like day 001 for this at the start under there. And you can see that happening if you go to Hammer. You can see that here. So you've got your day 001. So we should be seeing that here, but we're not. And the reason we're not is because we're checking on P unit here. I'll just step into it and show you. So we'll get to here, and have we got a P? We do have a P. Do we have a unit? We don't have a unit. And we find that we just never have a unit, basically. Right. Basically, we used to be checking here on the current project unit, I believe. Right, so it does have that set as day, but the problem is we just don't put it in the database. And the reason that we changed to checking on this was probably because we want to actually operating on projects recursively. So we'd be changing which projects we're looking at without actually bothering to change the overall current project. That was basically the thinking behind that. So all we need to do is to write this into the actual database. So it won't be here because this is the block level. Could be in syncdb. Where's add project? Insert project into DB top level. Init project in DB post sample. Really? Remove this section once we know it's been run at least once. Which section are you talking about? This section. Oh right, that's just to remove the metadata files. Alright, fine. So yeah, it's this bit here. There will be another bit also, by the way. So, where is this also used? The player location. If strings differ, yeah. It's not necessarily deleting dead DB entries, though. I don't think. Init project. Oh, hang on a minute. Was that function that I was actually looking at the correct bit? Or the other correct bit? Because there's two parts they need to open. So init DB and project recursively. And that's called by this. Sorry, it's, well, obviously it's called by itself. So that's by inserting project into DB top level. Insert project into DB. Okay. Now, let's just go back to that bit that I just ended up at. Is it there? No. It was something to do with player location though. So that's the unit getting copied in. Right, so then init project. Does this actually still get used, or ah, it doesn't. Well, let's get rid of that function then. Because we don't want to have stuff sitting around that's not using anything, not doing anything. Is that being used? Yeah. So we've done the bit where we insert, but we need to do the bit where we actually update. It seems to be a delete dead DB entries, doesn't it? Now let's just see what happens with this guy. Sync DB with input. Oh, it's just this, isn't it? That's fine. Yeah, it's just one of these people. And also when we when we run afresh, we sync DB with import. But when we actually change the config while it's still running, we don't actually handle that yet. Yeah, that is something we need to handle. We need to handle when you change the config. While it's running, so it's running at the moment, ostensibly. We need to make it actually get picked up. The changes picked up. And then if we were to change the unit, we would need to rewrite the actual file. Rewrite this file here. Yeah, so that's basically it. I think that was the function that I needed to sort out for the updating part of it. Yeah, I mean, I guess it would be a case of like just resyncing, really. Right. So if config, do all of this stuff. Well, actually, does this go down to the bottom? Yeah, it does. But really, it would be like if we change the config, we'll probably have to do something. Like, we'll probably have to resync all the projects. That's probably what you have to do. Well, actually, you probably have to sync the DB also, honestly. So there will be multiple things that you need to do. That's probably it. What we need to do. So let me just double check what I just wrote. Click opportunity format for the unit. An end project is going to be the database. Yeah, because we're talking about the database file here. Still calling it the metadata.file. Hang on. Right from budget, metadata file. Yeah. Alright, so let's run it and see if we actually get the unit coming up. And if we have, then I guess we tick that off and we can go to the final thing and see if it actually still happens. Okay, so we got our days back, which is nice. I think some people are getting not generated because we're missing configuration, which is no problem. We're okay with that. We could actually test this, couldn't we? So we've got handmade hero. Bitwise doesn't have any day, so we can test it on Bitwise actually. So Brisky business is considered to be day. So let's just say that Bitwise's unit is session. No, we don't support refreshing yet, so we need to rerun. There we go, we've got Bitwise session thing going up. Alright, so that's nice that it works. Bitwise has been generated. Oh, yeah, it needs to refresh. Yeah, so it's lost its thing again, which is fine. It's got day. In fact, I really don't need to actually click at the top to select them all. It's just anywhere in this left margin. Risky business. Alright, so that's that tipped off. And then the final thing that I was thinking about doing was the rearranging and deletion of projects. So let's just first of all see if it even happens still. So if I just comment out bitwise, what happens? I mean, it hasn't crashed. And it hasn't been generated either. So maybe we just inadvertently fixed that other bug, which I did think, I thought it was a possibility. Yeah, so that's been deleted as well. So what we actually managed to do there, all we did was the locate project thing, wasn't it? And then the unit, obviously. Ah, so that's busted. So deletion was alright, but insertion isn't. So yeah, I'll say that works. Let's make a note of these places actually. I suppose I could take the rest. Signals called by a read memory access. I just went to 0 page. So that seems like it could be. No, sorry. It's this over here. So it was a heap buffer overflow. Gosh, that would have been good, wouldn't it, if I'd have taken the wrong, taken this header from here, and the rest of the thing from the other thing. So yeah, let's step in. Let's make sure first of all that it keeps happening. So let's just see if it's an easy thing to see what's going on. There's no stack. It exited with code one. Oh right. Ah. Well, really? Is it the same error? It's not, is it? Yeah, it isn't. Let's just take a quick look at the database then. Oh, are we going to be missing the assets block? Yeah, I think we are, yeah. Yeah, so I need to remove this database. Let's just remove the thing. And then if I run the program, without bitwise, yeah. Then add bitwise back in. You should expect it to crash, and hopefully we'll have a stack to look at. I mean, I've exited always code 01 again. So is this actually the error that we had at first? Yeah, it does seem to be. So we're getting a read of size 4 on this line. If the new landmarks project.index is greater than or equal to this, offset asset landmarks. I think I'm right saying that I've got no stack there, by the way. Yeah. Interesting. So do I just need to sort of manually look at what this is trying to do? We're saying in syncdb we're going to call insert project into db top level. So if you haven't located insert project db top level, yeah, which is right, isn't it? Because we've just inserted bitwise. So you want to go into here, is a top level project. Init project in db post enable. So we're going all the way through here. And then the next thing was the offset asset landmarks. It was this that it didn't like. So we apparently located the assets block. Locate the first asset. And then we're writing from bytes. So we're writing. Now, what's this exactly? Is this up to date? That might not be right, mightn't it? And if it isn't right, what should it be? Let's step in. Let's get ourselves back to where we need to be. Adding that back in. We want to step in to syncdb. Oh yeah, I can do like this, can't I? Syncdb. I hope. Just check. Yeah, there's my breakpoint. So we're into here. And I really want to get to the, if we haven't located, that's what I really want to be. Source file is more recent than executable again. Didn't I literally just build it? I don't know. So there's our byte going in. We're opening that for writing. Really, we should really be opening a different file, and then renaming that in place over the real metadata file. Just check what this guy's doing. So it's saying it's writing 64 bytes. It's currently no bytes through. That's 64 bytes through. So that was byte. So let's just check that the byte has actually gone on by 64. Yeah. Oh, this isn't right, is it? We don't want to be writing a new block, I don't think. Do we? No, we don't want one of these. Oh, hold on, sorry. Ignore me. New block count is the number of products in that block. So yeah, that's fine. It's now 3. Then I want to write that out. And then move the byte across. Oh, wait a minute. What is this? Child. Hang on, I'm just going to make this bigger so I can actually see a bit more of it. So it's taking a child in. So that's risky. So we want to be writing from the position after the products block up to risky. And then that is our place where we're going to be initializing bitwise. Hang on, let me just see what that set file edit position does. It just says that the byte position is where the handle's up to. Okay. So having written out up to risky, we're saying this guy's byte position is where risky is up to, where risky is at in the file. Sorry. So what is G? So this is 0th generation. Talking about bitwise here, aren't we? Yeah. So that didn't do anything. Now I guess we're just initializing the new header, right, which is perfectly fine. But then writing out that header. Yeah, so we're at the edit point. At risky, we're at the edit point. So we're now saying that we're accumulating the file edit size. So we're having jump past there. We've added 512 bytes of information into the file. Add entry to generation. Okay, I guess that's true. Now we're back in this same function again, aren't we? So what have we actually got here? We have got bitwise again. Except this guy's got the title. Now what we're doing here is we're now adding this project in here. Is that p child count actually going to be correct? Where's that p coming from? That's getting passed in. And what is it? It's a project. Okay. So still we were at that 512, weren't we? And we're now going to add It's just another 512, isn't it, for that header? Which is right. Yeah, I can believe that. All that means is, we're in generation 1, index 5, and it's 0 indexed. So basically what this is saying is, we're on generation 1, which means we're not a top level thing. Top level would mean that we're talking about basically bunches of these. So this bunch here and this bunch here, these basically are the top level. What we're talking about is the generation 1. So everybody, so this person, this person, this person, or this bunch if you like, this person, this person, this person, this person, and this person are generation 1. And our current one is generation 1 index 5. So it's 1 or 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it would be 5. So this is where we're saying that we should be putting our person, we should be putting bitwise here, which is correct. And there's now 6. Having added bitwise, there will be 6. 0 index, remember. So we increment the current generation, and for all the children we in it, but there's no children. So we decrement the current generation. Then we're going to pop back to the same function. Right, back here again. Just have a look at this chart count. Yeah, look back here. Should just be 1. Yeah. Now we're popping back up again. So that's where we set the edit position. The DB metadata signposts, file signposts. Gosh, where is it? Signposts, the size, edit size. Yeah, so we've added a kilobyte of information to this thing. The block came in. Have we used that? We have used that here. Oh, that did seem to be right. So I think that's correct. It's not going to be used. Why are we moving the block? Oh, we're not. All we're doing is we're just saving the block position off. And then after having done some more writing to the file, we're just going to reinstate that block pointer. This isn't correct, is it? Product header pos? Maybe it is. Because remember, this byte position now is at the risky business thing. Okay, so I think that's actually fine. Because what we've done is we've written out a risky business, then we've written out our new information. We've now got the product header position of risky business, and having got that, we're now going to locate the assets block. And that looks plausible. And then we're going to write through from risky all the way through the assets block header just to the point of the first asset. Probably in the thousands. Oh right, it's just the assets. The number of assets, all right. So product generations, so the old ACK and the new ACK. These guys are different. Let's jump into here. So again, we're talking about a single, this asset here, just the first asset, and this byte is still at risky business, isn't it? Oh, is that our problem? I guess write from byte to pointer actually increments the byte. So we're probably actually okay. Strangely enough. Just double check that, right from byte to pointer. Hiya, Setu. Sorry I didn't see the message at the time. Right from byte to pointer. Yeah, we increment the bytes through point buffer. So we're trying to get the first landmark of that asset. Let me just refer back to the notes again, just to see where it was crashing. Offset asset landmarks. So it was crashing in this function on this line. Oops. See if the landmark looks plausible. It's a generation -1, index 0. Oh. We're out. Right. Yeah, we probably just need to make this actually write out all of the guys from generation -1 first. Don't we? Let's continue on. I think that is probably what we need to do, but let's continue to see where it would cause us a problem. So we're writing basically through the asset header there. This guy's got 623 landmarks. So if the project index is greater than or equal to this, yeah, I mean we simply can't go into this yet. Until we know that we're past the generation -1s. I don't think. Yeah, I mean it's just straight filling there. So can I actually still get this? Of course I fucking can't. That's unfortunate. So what did I see is the last thing. So I got the new landmark. The old ACK entries in generation. The new landmark project generation. Ah, that's it, isn't it? It's a buffer underrun problem. So that's simply the problem. Yeah. All we need to do is, I reckon we could do the loop. We could do a while loop before this loop, just going over the generation -1. Output them, and then this guy can then pick up where we left off to do the rest of them. That's basically all that needs to happen. So where is it? 1066.6. Is I really being used for anything here? For the landmark count, yeah. Alright. What is it? Asset. Yeah, it's just simply this, isn't it? Because that was writing. Right from byte to pointer. Yeah, that probably would be the best way to do it, really. You know, write them out one by one. So are the indexes less than the landmark count? And the product generation is equal to -1. We simply output those. And then what is the difference here? Product index. Yeah, I think that would be right. So let's just see if that is going to actually work now. Oh, it crashed partway through running, didn't it? So we need to actually remove that. And then we need to go to the config. Remove that person. Build it without that. It is this case, isn't it? When we're, yeah, it is. When we're changing the database. Get that back in. And let's rerun to 1066. Alright. So generation -1. Yeah, it's not supposed to have the ampersand. That'll be unfortunate. So, back we go. Wow. Gosh. Hang on. Generation -1. So, oh, past the line anyway. So whatever. So we've incremented on. Now looking at generation 0. So we shouldn't continue in this loop. Now get down to here. We haven't incremented I. I mean, should we just do it in here? The reason I was thinking to do it before was just that there probably won't be as many generation -1 landmarks to get through. So you just process them, and then you can go through here without having to keep checking whether you're still on generation -1. That was basically my thinking. Yeah, because you could end up with like thousands of landmarks. And, you know, having to check if generation -1 for each of them is a bit of a faff, I think. But yeah, this won't work because I haven't incremented I. So let me just try again. I might not have actually saved that. Don't think that would have actually triggered. So. Alright, so now I is correct. So, new landmark. Generation 0. And this is where it's crashing. So let's just see if I can actually get access to this myself personally. Can do. Let me just see what happens if I try and do this. Yeah, I don't know. So if the new project index was greater than or equal to the stored one, is that right? So this thing was 1. The new Llama project index was 0. Oh right, yes, we've got hero, then bitwise, then risky. That's what that's talking about. Is it greater than equals? Yeah, it is. So we should find that there's lots and lots of these that won't actually have to be changed because you've got to do handmade hero first. So let's say jump to there and see what I is when we get in here. What's A actually? A Cinera.css. I think I is that. maybe that's right. Sorted by... Yeah, they probably are actually sorted by generation. So that didn't pass. I don't think. Alright, so I reckon this ain't ever gonna hit again. Is that right? I don't know, maybe it will. Yeah, okay, yes. So where's it up to now? Well, where's I up to? That's 510. Okay, so that's more like what I was expecting it to be up to. Is this still the 5 thing? Yeah, it is. So we're saying 5. So I think what we're up to here is the entry for risky business. So wanting to increment all of the risky business landmarks by 1 to accommodate the new bitwise. That's basically what's going on here. So we're going to keep hitting this repeatedly now. 511. What is the landmark count? Or the landmark count? 627. Yeah, so we're just going to keep hitting that. And now we're into a new asset. So it's CSS, Cinera.css before. It's now Cinera.topics.css. So yeah, that looks more reasonable to me. It seems to look more reasonable to the program as well. And it appended bitwise there, which is what we wanted. And we now see bitwise in the actual thing. So there we have it. So that was for sniping, wasn't it? Or was it offset asset landmarks? Yeah. Alright. Let's now just make sure that it also handles the other way. Try to delete this. And if I'm not mistaken, if it can handle insertion and deletion, I think I'm right in thinking that it can handle reorganization. Yeah, bitwise is gone. But let's just say for the sake of argument that we're going to remove this and put it after risky. Oh, this is going to be addition actually, because we haven't generated risky bitwise this time, have we? Yeah. So sorry, let me just generate it up there. Should see some green popping up down here in a minute. Yeah, there we go. There's bitwise. So I've reorganised that. Should see here, there should see risky coming through. Yep. And there's the bitwise reinserted. So packing templates 33333. What's that all about? Bitwise is now popped up at the bottom. So this is correct. This is now working as intended. Pop that 33333. Where's that from? Yeah, search for the number 3. So somewhere. Let's just run it again as it is and just see if we get that. So there's 33. Okay, yeah, we are. It's probably one of these, isn't it? So I've got multiple break here things. Yeah, it's got to be one of them. I just need to get rid of these. Yeah, they're easy enough to find. And I know they need to go. Yeah, so let me just quickly write the solution down. The problem was simply that, how do I do this? I think it's usually like this, isn't it? No. Just like that. Well, hang on. This is the solution. The problem was actually that that's basically it. That's basically it. So figure out our desired filter display. In terms of grouping products together, probably generating what we want. Products which have no children do not get a filter. Only instances with at least 2 top-level products get a filter. We actually must produce a filter for the global search page when there is one top-level product with multiple children. So I guess that's what I can do next time. But what is that? And also sort of risky down there. Let's just double check that otherwise it's gone back up where it wants to be. Yeah. Yeah, okay, so we've had a successful productive stream. We've got the days back in, we've got the sniping of the topics, sniping of the checksum in general are actually working for the special global pages. And now we've got the offsetting of assets working, asset landmarks, for basically accounting for the generation 0 minus 1 people. That's already accomplished. And yeah, next time it's just going to be this, I reckon. We'll nail down what we actually want this filter to be producing. I mean, it does seem kind of cool, but the idea I was sort of pondering briefly was, should we kind of just group them a bit more? Because you kind of can't tell that bitwise and handmade miscellany aren't part of the same thing. So it might just be a CSS thing. So in each project CSS file, you simply say that the style, or maybe in the actual main CSS file for everyone, you just sort of say that there's some kind of divider between this and this, or more specifically, there's a divider between this and this, and then again from between this and this, so you can distinguish between things. I mean, I think I could actually just show one thing. Right, if I just toggle this on, and also this. Let's do it for risky as well, actually, while we're here. Right, if we just do all this lot. Just wait for it to generate. If you do that, then you do get where's risky businesses? Oh, does it need the space? I doubt I'll be able to see the error if there was one. Yeah, there's risky business or whatever. So now you can sort of see that this thing here is distinguished. Handmade miscellany and bitwise are now sort of separated by this thing here. But it's conceivable that somebody wouldn't want to actually have like a holding project title for this thing. In which case we would really need to have a way of saying that this thing and this thing should be separated. I mean, then also, what else is there? It's like this and this. I mean, it's kind of like how low do you go? Like, do you separate this from this? I don't know. But that's essentially what we're talking about in that node. That's the sort of problem we're thinking about. At least one of them. Yeah, grouping projects together. And yeah, then we need to check that we're doing this from this one solo project with multiple children. I suppose I could have a look at that just very quickly, actually. Let's use wait. Yeah, let's use risky as our person. The only thing in the thing is risky. Yeah, so that is the problem. That's the problem right there. Check that is true. Yeah, so in risky business, on that page we do get the filter showing up for risky business, miscellaneous and book club. But it's just the global search page isn't going to filter for those things. And why has it still got the holding project there, for that matter? Because I've deleted that. So yeah, there's all sorts going on there. Yeah, I mean there's no mention of holding project in here. So yeah, something is not right. There's stuff that's incorrect about what's going on. So now it goes, but first of all it was like fine with it. So we need to sort that out. Reaches the global search page. So yeah, that's basically it. Now, these two are repeats from above. Let's leave them repeated. We can sort that out later. So yeah, that's it for now. Done 2 hours, 41 minutes and 59 seconds, which is more than enough for now. So thank you very much, Hairs and Heroes, for being here, for being beautiful, for being fantastic, and for being, gosh, what have we been doing? Synced up. Offset. Global, I suppose, would be the thing, because we've been talking about making existing things handle the existence of the global people. So yeah, thank you for being global. Until next time, farewell for now.